Hello, I am Alexis and welcome to another video. Today I want to talk a little bit about, high school. I am currently a junior. I'm going to be not graduating because my school won't let me graduate, but going to college a year early, and I'm on track to be able to graduate with a master's degree in the time that it usually takes people to get a bachelor's degree. And I want to talk about advice that I wish I knew coming into high school that no one really told me, that I kind of just picked up along the way learning for myself. And I did that by being, very future oriented. Ever since I was little, I've always kind of really been obsessed with what I want to do when I get older. I mean, it's sort of my dream to go to college because that's what I feel like I've been working towards my entire life. I was a gifted kid when I was little. I took high school classes early when I could. I did all that I could to, get to where I am. And to those of you similar to me that have just a really heavy education oriented mindset, future oriented, whatever, don't burn yourself out. I mean, I still struggle with that. Focus on the here and now for those moments because, being a teenager is exciting. And one thing I am going to be, and I am kind of struggling with, that I'm upset about, is missing my senior year. I'm taking this as my senior year and kind of trying to soak up everything that I can, even though I hate high school. I am going to miss out on senior skip day. My best friend is actually a senior, and she's getting to go to all the senior field trips and do all the senior pranks and stuff, and it's just kind of unfortunate having to sit back and watch it happen. So if you do get in my shoes, be prepared to have sacrifices for your teenage years, your high school years, but make sure to appreciate the little moments where you can. Anyway, let's get into the real advice. As a kid in high school, I've always been in the honors programs and stuff, and so I looked into the advanced classes. Now, honors and AP, dual enrollment, all those classes are very, very different from each other. So honors classes are just at your school. They're honors classes. You get maybe a honors graduate or whatever they call it at your high school. That's what they call it at mine. You have to take so many honors classes for that to be counted towards your honors graduate, and then you get like a special ribbon or whatever. AP classes are probably my least favorite. I have taken two. I took two last year whenever I was a sophomore, because at my school you're not allowed to take dual enrollment classes as a sophomore, and they're a lot harder. Not every college accepts AP classes, but the way they work is you go usually through your own school. I haven't met anyone who's gone through AP classes except for online, like off campus or whatever. I've never met someone who's done it off campus, but they have a full course. It's regular class. Of course, it's 10 times harder than a regular class, but at the end of the year, you take an AP test, and depending on how well you score on it, it's a 1 to 5, I believe, score. Maybe your credits will transfer to a school, and usually the average score accepted is a 3, and which is, right in the middle, and is a really, really good score for a lot of the classes, but sometimes not all of the AP classes will transfer. So that's why if you look at AP classes, start looking into colleges at the same time, so you can know what will transfer, which ones count as an English credit, which ones don't count as an English credit, which one counts as a math, which ones don't, etc., etc. I took AP US History and AP Lit. They're challenging courses. They really are. I made a 2 on the AP History and a 4 on the AP Lit because I'm a lot better at writing than I am at history. And look into your teachers as well, because that's a huge factor into how well you will score. And just ask around, honestly. Ask the upperclassman who's already taken the class, or if it's a new class like it was for me in the AP Lit class, go to the teacher and talk to her about it, or talk to him about it. Get a understanding of if you should take this class, if you're prepared to take this class. as for dual enrollment, unless you live by a college, it will mostly be online. And that's what I'm taking right now. This year, I have 3 online dual enrollment classes this semester and 2 I took last semester. They're hard. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. There's certain colleges that do it a lot easier, and there's some colleges that just, it's hard. However, this is another thing that you really need to look into credits transferring, because the way it works is you have your class, you're enrolled in your school, your high school that is, and you're enrolled at the college. You have to take the ACT or SAT for most colleges to get into dual enrollments, and then you sign up through them for those classes. It counts a credit towards that college and any college that it will transfer to. However, if you're going through a local college, like our school has an automatic dual enrollment college that they always go to, that doesn't transfer a lot of credits for most places. So really look into what school what college your school usually goes to and see if those credits transfer. I am not going through the school that my high school goes through. I'm actually going through a different one, and next year I'm taking all dual enrollment classes, but they're going to be in person, which means I'm still technically a high school student. However, I'm going to be at college the entire time. I'm not going to be back at my high school, which I'm really excited about because, as mentioned earlier, my best friend, basically my only friends at my school, is a senior, and she's also planning on going to the same college as me, which is awesome. Anyways, really look into dual enrollment classes. I highly suggest them. I suggest them more than AP classes because, especially if they're online, you have more resources at your hand. I feel like you can they're easier than AP classes, but they're harder than honors classes. They're that sweet medium that, you can look into seeing different colleges. If you have an idea of what college you want to go to, then you could use that college and go through their dual enrollment system, and it's really, really nice. However, like I said earlier, you're gonna have to take the ACT or the SAT. My school won't let you take any dual enrollment class until you are a junior or a senior, because in my state there's actually a limit on how many hours you can do, because before they had unlimited hours that you could do and it was draining the fund. So now we can't do that anymore, and unfortunately because of that I actually have to pay for 1 semester of my dual enrollment classes next year. However, I took the ACT in sophomore year, and I got a high enough score to get a full ride to any in-state public college, except for boarding, food, books, and etc. But you can get other scholarships for that. So paying 1 semester is gonna be so worth it when I don't have to be at my school anymore. Anyway, look into that. Look into the limitations that are set by your school. See when you can do it. See when you need to take the SAT, the ACT and stuff, because most schools do require you to have a minimum ACT or SAT score to get into, dual enrollment classes. And so a lot of kids don't. I would start looking into that your sophomore year. Just really look into the resources you have, because we have 30 free hours of dual enrollment classes, and I don't think kids really understand that is free education. After high school, education isn't free. It costs, and a lot of people go in debt because of it, so please take full advantage. Last little quick thing I want to say is, if you are better at math, take the SAT. If you're better at English, take the ACT, because the ACT has 2 English portions while the SAT only has 1, so it will help your grade more. Anyway, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I hope this was useful to you. Goodbye!